Sup peeps, Dale here. I hear you've been under the constant pressure of an executive energy crisis, and as such, I would like to propose a hypothesis, the Dyson Sphere program. Now, if you could sign this legally binding contract, I can give you the rundown. We'll start with a series of tests in a simulation, because if we started in reality, we would need a small loan of more than the entire world's combined economy. Upon entering, you will notice the option for the Milky Way, which is a leaderboard system consisting of many randomly generated solar systems run by groups of players on that same seed, competitively trying to outstench one another in a cumulative effort to see who can cause the most global warmings. Kicking things off, I thought it would be a fun stress test to crank the difficulty to its limits, to test the waters, but little did I know that the water was in fact fluoroantimonic acid, and it took approximately 9 minutes upon entry until the planet's accompanying locals brought all their homeboys to promptly bend me over and showcase the meaning of fuck around and find out, repeatedly spawn camping until I ran out of chaos emeralds and as such was forced to restart again. Upon entering into this magical new adventure, I do what I do best, completely ignore the frequent tutorial pop-ups and continuously blank out the eerily similar sounding monotone voice that keeps appearing in the corner of the screen.
Fuel is required for Mecha's every activity. When energy is exhausted, its action will be restricted. You can click on the Mecha panel button at the bottom right corner of the screen to open the Mecha panel and replenish the fuel chamber.
For you see, I have dabbled in enough of these automation games over my years to know that deep down inside, I will always go about doing everything in it in the most inefficient and forehead vein burstingly way possible. The general basis of this, as many of you have guessed, is to take the ecosystem of every planet in multiple solar systems and completely fuck it over and over again, taking the flat earth theory and making it an effective tool for huge planetary wide automation factories as you absorb the natural resources of every solar system, all the while pissing off the locals as they send a few small patrols here and there towards you to tell you to stop being a bad boy, and you respond with a peaceful diplomatic message of no you. On occasion, you might accidentally fly a bit too close to a massive hive and get quickly dispensed of. I then would strongly recommend a full retaliation of sticking a very large amount of antimatter weaponry in a formation I like to call the death rows to one end of a planet on a nice alignment, and let's just say I couldn't see what the fuck was going on. There exists the functionality of customizing your mech's appearance, downloading what other much more talented people create, or fiddle around and create your own vastly superior creation called Creatively Bankrupt, and appreciate it in all of its glory. As the universe expansion continues and the researching completes through the power of RGB, the base of operation will slowly get more and more spaghettified, because I forgot to read my homework beforehand on how to lay out everything in an audible fashion, and will now live in my cesspit of repeatedly forgetting blueprints exist and travel to the other side of the planet just to pick up a few iron ingots to solely rely on what the skies will soon look like when Jeff Bezos releases those drones. Yes, I know you can set these drones to resupply you, but did I ever use it? You'll slowly begin to notice that this game has a strong bias towards 3 primary base materials: iron, coal, and a never-ending conveyor belt holding amount of hydrogen. Thankfully, all this burning of the hydrogen comes with a real-world benefit, because you won't need to turn on the heating in your house, as all you will need is to have this game loaded to turn your PC into a very expensive radiator. As the name of the game would suggest, the main focus is that of the Dyson theory, building large structures in which to customize the sphere and send off little machines to construct it, setting up the perfect ring of beams to build the shell of the sphere, ultimately encapsulating the very sun in a tomb of self-greed to harvest its very essence for electric economic domination. What's that? You want the heat back because the planet is freezing over? Nah, you'll be fine. All in all, a solid what the fuck are these ammo recipe balances out of 10. More videos to come soon. TM, see you around and have a good one.